Welcome. My name is Bill Swartz of Swartz Career Velocity, and I'm here to tell you that we are looking at the best job market for executives that we have faced in America in the last 5 years. Let me break down the business case for you so that you don't miss out. First of all, 5 years ago, we were moving into a post-pandemic phase, which really didn't present tremendous opportunity. We were just in the process of starting to shift away from virtual work at the beginning of an arc that continues today toward in-person again. And then that gave way to the pre-AI era where there wasn't yet job disruption, but we knew that ChatGPT was on the horizon and that things were looking like they might change. That then moved into a tariff disruption period where the economy was quite uncertain, and we started to see just the general state of change and the pace of change keep people from wanting to make hiring decisions. That then moved into the AI is going to remove all working opportunity phase, layoffs from big tech companies, and the end of work as we know it. What was that? A year ago. That then broke this year with the beginning of an AI backlash. It started with the hyperscalers having a circular economy situation, some sense in the stock market that perhaps we're looking at some sort of a bubble. Those thoughts continue, although very few people believe we're looking at an actual crash of any kind. I would agree with them. However, we then moved into students booing the subject of AI at commencement speeches several weeks ago. That was a big change. And now we have recently an ongoing series of companies admitting that applicant tracking systems are simply not garnering the talent for them that they need, while millions and millions of very, very experienced professionals with valuable careers have been totally shut out of the economy because of their inability to bypass applicant tracking systems. So this brings us up now into what would be about the last 90 days from a trend standpoint. So we're looking now at a current situation where the market has turned toward favoring humans. Number one, that's key. And hiring is back. Recent corporate announcements indicate that it turns out we're not going to eliminate all humans. We are now going to start hiring humans again, but we're going to be looking for humans who can use AI. And so we now have a turn back toward humans, a distaste on both sides of the equation for applicant tracking systems, a particularly renewed appreciation for the context that older people have from an experience standpoint that might make them, if nothing, if not competitive with very, very young people, at least their utility is being rethought a little bit and they're not being tossed on the trash heap quite so quickly. And so here's where it gets good. So we have a turn in the marketplace. The stock of older humans is up. And then AI is sort of a bad guy at present, and there's enough runway for a senior professional to decide on a full-blown all-in job search to be able to get themselves together by the end of the summer, really start their search in earnest by September. That gives them 4 months through the end of the year, which is enough time to actually land a position if you've gotten yourself prepared before the start. If the search goes over time, that takes you into the first quarter of next year, not a summer. So in other words, you have a almost full year of true runway, which I believe will see a predictable economy with the election coming, and then 2 years out, a presidential election. So long story short, AI has turned, older people are back in favor, hiring is going to pick up, and now for the first time, perhaps ever, you could actually say to a company, I'm not interested in submitting an application through your applicant tracking system until and unless I find a human being who's interested in sponsoring me for an interview. This has never happened before. Why can you do that now and not before? Because you can follow that if you get real pushback with a question that asks, are you human oriented or are you machine oriented in your search for talent? And right now, with social media and all the other things that we have putting a spotlight on what individual companies do in any given situation, the power has shifted back to the candidate just a little bit. Now is the time to go after that window. So, my name is Bill Swartz. Career Velocity was started to help people manage the improvement of the asset return they get on a long-term career. Go ahead and put a comment in. If you believe that I'm completely wrong, I want to hear it. Let me know if I can help you. Much love. Peace.